You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Larkin, and this is another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. And joining me tonight, she'll be making her LFC debut April 18th for LFC 47 Tusslemania in the opening bout against Gypsy Mac, the one, the only, Ola herself, the one, the only Miss Nahir Robles. How are you, Nahir?
Hola, hola. First of all, I just have to say it. I'm very excited to be here in this podcast. I'm a little bit of nervous too, but I'm gonna let the feelings, flow tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, it is a pleasure to have you on because there are so many great people that come upon the LFC brand and stumble upon the LFC product. I got to tell you, before we even got on the show, once I saw your name on the poster, I popped because I've seen your work. There's so many great people that we've seen on the Indies, both Northeast and the West Coast, really doing it up on LFC. So you're just another great addition to it. So I personally can say I am happy to see you on this card.
Thank you. I'm very excited. Like, not gonna lie, the first round, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Well, I think what's cool about it too is like there's so many great positions on a particular wrestling card or just a card in general. I mean, we were talking about the nerves of going into the opening bout with you and Gypsy Mac, but not only do you set the tone, but I think you definitely, pressure aside, you definitely have a great spot of where you are and how people get introduced to the product because you never know who you're going to resonate and generate with as far as people go. So I got to say, there is definitely a positively proactive side to it.
It's very it's a lot of feelings because it's my Nevada debut. It is my debut at that same arena. So it's like, and I'm the match one technically. Like if you come think of it, it's like it's a lot to take in, but like in the best way possible because I'm gonna make the best of it. There is no way I'm not gonna make the most of this experience. I'm very excited to make my official debut. And it's going to be very fun. And I've never, faced Gypsy. So that's also something that, that has a particular element that I do not know my opponent, in the ring particularly.
I gotta say, when you look at someone like a Gypsy Mac, who has made her name in LFC, we've seen her do her thing back in 2021 during the Sturgis events. She just came off great bouts with Jordan Blue and a lot of great people over in the UK, such as Got Delilah and Sarah the Rebel Wolf. So this woman has become a veteran, so to speak, in her own right within LFC. And I think you two are definitely going to mesh well. You both have grown both respectively and collectively as opponents as well as performers. So I definitely think what we're going to see this one here, and I'm going to say this to you at most in sincerity and respect, I think this is definitely going to be the sleeper one. This is definitely one for everybody to check out and watch out for.
Fingers crossed. We live up to this standard. That's literally what we're aiming to live up to this, to make a show, to make an impression, and hopefully to get the W.
Absolutely. And I mean, as the great Jeff Hardy once said, exist to inspire. I think that's what we're all doing in this world. So that's always a plus. Whew. And I got to tell you, speaking of existing to inspire over here, you definitely inspire a lot of great females and a lot of great talent within the professional wrestling realm. So I got to ask you, professional wrestling is one of the best art forms, if not one of the greatest art forms in all of combat and sports. So I got to ask you, what kind of gravitated you towards wrestling? Do you remember your first wrestling match or your very first wrestling moment that you said, you know what, this is something I really want to do?
My first wrestling match, I have really good memory. So I feel like this as an independent wrestler is something that we all joke about. We all remember our first match because it was traumatizing. But I think my first wrestling moment in my career, it was when I got the official little graduation moment from my wrestling school. I remember being in the bench for years, literally for years. And then I became the first female main event in my wrestling school. And even though I lost, that was the match that set the tone for who I became, because that meant I could lead and I could perform, and I had what it took to be in the spotlight. So that match to me is what set the tone to me. And ironically, there's like a year difference between my first match and my graduation match. So there's that like little thing there too. So
I gotta say, what's so great about it too is when you look at professional wrestling as a whole, I always look at it like the two S's and the two P's, right? Being safe and complying your craft in spectacular fashion. And it's also about the performance, and it's also about the presentation. Dare I say the representation of your presentation, how you represent yourself, how you present yourself, character-wise and in-ring as well. There's basics, there's fundamentals, but I think no matter how long you do it, from your first match to your graduation match, like you mentioned, and as you continue to further on within your professional wrestling career, it's just continuation, it's growth, it's adaptation. And I think that's one of the best things about professional wrestling as a whole. You never stop learning.
Whoever says that they learned everything is absolutely lying, because I still go to train. I still get it handed to me by my trainers. So whoever says they know everything, they're lying. Either that or they found the secrets online or something, because, oh my God, I keep learning new things every day.
And I think what the greatest part about professional wrestling is right now in today's day and age, there's such a great variety. There's such a diversity. There's so many great companies. And I mean, I'll even give a shout out here. IWA, Puerto Rico, WWC, so many great promotions. The Colognes will be here all day. I think one that everybody continues to talk about, especially in today's day and age now, has been Bad Bunny and Damian Priest from that Backlash. Selena Vega getting her moment against Rhea Ripley. I think there's so many great people across the overseas, from the UK, from Puerto Rico, Mexico, everywhere. The international scene is so fire, but also at the same time, too, we get to see a lot of great people that we may have not known and really great people introduced to.
Now that you mentioned the Backlash moment, I always laugh because that pay-per-view set the tone for like how all people should react on pay-per-views. Like worldwide, they had a taste of what the Puerto Rican wrestling scene is like the fans. I remember going to Twitter because I wasn't even like in Puerto Rico when Backlash happened. That is like one of the things that makes me so sad. I didn't get to go to the show because I was actually having my debut in Florida. So it was like oh kind of moment there. But the fact that, you know, everybody, I remember being in backstage watching the show and people's reactions, like on X, they were like, "Oh my God, the Puerto Rican crowd, the way like this sets the tone of how we all should be." Like, it's literally like the way we just like, you know, we saw Bad Bunny, we saw Damian Priest, we saw Selena, like you said, and whenever Puerto Ricans see somebody that's you know, with their colors, with their culture, they completely embrace it. So you mentioned it, and it was like it was such a warm for me, like just to reminisce about that.
No, I'm right there with you. I mean, I remember as a 13-year-old, I mean, WWE, I think, only had one pay-per-view in Puerto Rico in 05, was that New Year's Revolution 05, where we had Randy Orton, we had Batista, we had Triple H, we had so many people in the Elimination Chamber. We had so many things on that card that really set the tone for what wrestling would be in 2005 in the Ruthless Aggression era. But I think to even see this pay-per-view, to see them go to Italy, to see them even go to Belgium, because Belgium gave us one of the amazing moments at John Cena's heel turn, and seeing the young boy cry in Belgium, that set the tone for John Cena's retirement tour.
That was so good.
It was. And here's the thing. We've all crapped in a way because people have said what they said about John Cena's heel turn. But I'm like, number one, he's doing his job. Number two, I remember his first heel turn with Thugonomics. It only lasted a year and a half. But for this heel turn, like, get to see Randy Orton being the rational one, when Randy Orton was the one kicking John Cena's dad in the head twice and being this crazy viper that he is. And here's John Cena like disrespecting his dad. It's a complete role reversal. And then you get the CM Punk feedback. So you're getting nostalgia, you're getting the greatest hits. But it's just,
you got literally a reverse Uno card with like R-Truth, CM Punk, and Cena, but Cena doing the pipe bomb on his own terms. I was like, I know what you did. And I remember laughing, not laughing, but like when you said Randy Orton having to be the rational one. I don't know if you remember that feud that Randy got himself disqualified in one of their sagas. I think he slapped the ref the moment the match started.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one taking it back to No Way Out 2008. Hell yeah, I remember that. Back when he just slaps the ref and everybody's like, what the hell? Like,
and then he just So that when I remember when I saw it, and I'm like, I was like, Cena did want to ruin wrestling. So like, there was a little part of me that I was like, maybe Cena will stop the ref this time. But it didn't happen.
I like your callbacks. That is a great callback. A lot of people forget about that. And also, at the same time, too, you're also like the way he delivered that. You get nothing. What do you want? What do you want? Like, he was just so great because it's like the toxicity, the fan base, the years of the boos and the cheers, finally just embracing the hate like Kane wanted him to do in 2012. So you're tying in so many storylines that it just makes for magic.
That's why it was so special. But I feel like it should have been experimented a little bit more. Because he did, commit to his job, which was ruin wrestling for us. He did.
Oh, yeah. He did.
He literally, he told us what he was doing. We were just too blind to and we were just in denial. The crowd was in denial. But he told us exactly what he was going to do. He was going to ruin wrestling, and he did for a while. Then he had a bit of a Nisha moment, which killed me when he came back to his old self again, pretending like nothing happened.
It's just like, all right, Cody, you know what? You want the real John Cena, you got him. And then right before SummerSlam, I hear you. I just came out of nowhere, but you could have, and you could have had more length to it. It kind of reminds me of like old school Cactus Jack, the great Mick Foley in 90s ECW, where he just is like, I'm going to go against everything in ECW. I'm not going to be fast paced. I'm going to slow it down, put the headlocks in. And that's what you wanted to get out of that Philly crowd. So you do your job to the best of your abilities.
Cena really, really did us dirty with that heel turn, which I love, though.
Absolutely. And I mean, I look at it from a stance like this, and the WWE has the ID program now with Evolve. I think it's great to see so many young men and women get their shine. I think what you get to see on Tubi with Timothy Thatcher now as the head of Evolve, and you get to see so many newcomers. One that we did see that got signed is someone who you've been in the ring with, one of my absolute favorites, Erica Demia. Can we talk about this girl? Because my God, what a character she is, and she definitely holds up. I'm very excited to see Erica do her thing.
She was I remember that match. It led up so funny. The whole, because Erica's supposed to be nice, but she was mean to me for the whole lead up to the match itself, because it's her and Cosmic. They tag together, and it's funny because they both have green hair. I just wanted to be Erica's friend. So I started messaging her online, and she got so mad. There's a video her showing my messages. She's like, "How dare she give me a present?" Even in the match, she threw the present away. She was so mean.
Gifts and Erica's a little bit scared. Just wants to be a friend. Just wants to be your friend. Hug it out. Hug it out.
Oh, she made her something.
Little gloves with the Puerto Rican flag on it. Little box.
Oh, like thrown like Felix Trinidad. I can't. I'm kind of upset.
That is cold-blooded, number one.
That was so cold-blooded. Like my intense getting friend skills got her to admit that she has Puerto Rican blood, which was something that threw a lot of people off, which I thought it was hilarious. So I gave her in the ring these little wrestling gloves, Puerto Rican wrestling gloves. She just threw them out. I've seen Eric. That was the first time I ever wrestled Erica. I've seen Erica wrestle for a while now. And she's someone who I wanted to get in the ring. I think we started about the same time, more or less. She's from the North Carolina area, if I'm not mistaken. And if there's something I have to say, the North Carolina girls are killing it. Not to not mention the Northeast girls, but in the North Carolina girls particularly, they're a different breed. So when I finally got, to face her, regardless of our little mishap with the present and her being not what we're used to seeing in the main character, it was a change of a taste of fresh air for me to see her give me a different side than what I'm used to her. So when I saw that she got ID'd, I was super like happy for her, because why wouldn't you be like, whenever you see somebody in the independent wrestling scene like getting their opportunity, why wouldn't you be happy for them? Same thing as Mimi. I wrestled Mimi, and then I think the week after is when we find out she got WWE ID'd as well. So like getting to say that in the span of like 3 months, I got to wrestle 2 women that were ID'd makes me really happy. Makes me really happy for their growth. And the fact that the independent scene is getting more exposure, people like them, gives me faith that, you know, wrestling is coming right to the right path again, and we're gonna see more independent wrestling thriving again.
First and foremost, I got to tell you right now, if you were to give me some Puerto Rican gloves, I would not throw those out. That's cold-blooded on Eric Ademia's part. Not even taking
it was so cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, man. But no, I mean, to go on to your point, I think to go on the point of the North Carolina girls, first and foremost, man, you're coming from Jim Crockett Promotions, Hardy Boys country, Ric Flair country. Coming out of North Carolina, you got the badasses in the Carolinas, man. It's like Petey Pablo, come on and raise up. That's literally what they are doing in the North Carolina wrestling scene, especially from the female side of things. But I'm right there with you. It's like seeing Notorious Mimi all over. And I mean, she was signed to WWE as the Sloane Jacobs character. And it's like, how do you fumble that? But I'm glad to see her back in the idea as well. We have
her. I remember when she posted the tryout, I was laughing because, you know, the infamous picture from that era, she's the one that gets cropped. So she made, like, the way she announced that she got the tryout was like, I'm finally going to have my redemption from all these years that you people have been taking me out of this picture. And I'm like, Mimi. And the fact that she did prove them wrong, because she was so young when she got signed too. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like people forget how young Notorious Mimi is. So it's like...
Both women hold 3 championships in other companies. Nahir Robles, the current ACW Fire Women's Champion, the SMW Tag Team Champion, and the WBW Women's Champion. In fact, that title she has held for over 660 days. But the Notorious Mimi, no slouch herself, the current bell-to-bell Diamonds Champion, the Remarkable Women's Champion, and the BCW Women's Champion.
It's the same thing, too, like, to even go into your point. My apologies if I cut you off there, but I got to tell you, man, it's like you look at someone like Thea Hale, and a lot of people forget, like, when she was even signed to WWE, she was like 18, like right out of high school, graduating high school, and she's this 22-year-old grown-ass woman now, and, like, that woman's been busting her ass, and she's one of the focal points on the show right now.
I think Mimi is in that infamous picture when they got signed. It's Mimi, it's her, Thea. So that's why I remember it, because I always felt so bad about it, because I laugh. Like, I think Mimi's great. And, like, again, the fact Mimi was one of my dream matches, like, of all time. I never, you know how people post a list? Yeah. I tend not to post it because I tend to jinx myself a lot. Because for 3 times, before I actually got to wrestle her, there were 2 other times that I was booked to wrestle her. The first time she got sick, and then the second one the show got canceled. So it was like 3rd time's a charm for me. And again, to me, it was just a dream to share the ring with her. So thank God it finally happened.
I gotta say, 2 of your greatest dance partners. For those who have not checked out those matches, please do, because they are very entertaining, and you both showed up and showed out in both of those respective matches. I gotta say, 2 of my favorites of yours, Miss Nahir. And I gotta tell you something else, man. When it comes to what you do, Nahir Robles, I always say this about women's professional wrestling and professional wrestling in general. I'm so happy to see more schools now, more seminars, more training, highlighted women's wrestling. Like growing up, we had the Shimmers, the Shines, the Rises, and now there are so many women's promotions out there. It's so great to see, in so many places for many people to train now.
I agree. And you mentioned the Shines and the Shimmers. Those shows opened up more all-women shows. We barely had any of those. There's a Uprising in Illinois. I think WWR came back when they did recently an all-women show when Kylie Alexa won. Shine's still running in Florida. I think I'm trying to remember, because ACW does a yearly all-women show, which is the Fire Show. So the Queen of Maryland Fire Show. So, like, the fact that these shows walk so other companies would bet on women's wrestling. and it's proven them right. Like, women's wrestling right now is so rich, is so entertaining. Like, I remember, like, people are used to watching the male, like the male wrestling matches, and I have a friend who's he's also a wrestler, but I told him, start watching the women's matches, because lately they've been having some psychology that you guys are missing. And ever since I told him that, he's going crazy on it. Like, oh my God, it's mind opening.
Now, you see, you're getting me at the heartstrings here, because I remember as a 13-year-old, now this was the days when WWE was mostly focused on like the bra and panties matches, and women were getting cut on the time. But I remember going to a Ring of Honor show and featured two great Shimmer athletes. One of them was Sarah Del Rey, aka Sarah Amato, who's now a coach in WWE, and Daisy.
Exactly.
Yes, and Daisy Hayes at the time. And those two put on a great 15-minute classic. And you got to see women like Rain. You got to see a lot of women who were in the Mae Young Classic, like the Shayna Baszler, some Mercedes Martinez, and so many great people in there. And I've always said this, like you mentioned about women's wrestling now, like one of my favorite matches was Bayley and Sasha Banks from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015, especially the girls now. Like, you watch women like Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan do their thing. You got powerhouses like Zarya. Jane is a very underrated character. Like, they have so many people on that.
JC is insane. JC is definitely the embodiment of the phrase, discipline beats talent.
Yep.
She proved everyone. She's been there. She proved to us that she had what it took, even if it meant working harder. She proved that she could hang in there. She just perfected her craft just to prove everybody wrong, and I respect that.
Same here. And I mean, I've always looked at someone like a JC Jane, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Toxic Attraction, I love Fatal Influence, love Mandy Rose, love me some Gigi Dolan, Priscilla Kelly, but there was just something about her mannerisms, her little shimmy, and everything that she did. It sold me, just because she's the true mean girl. It's like watching Bring It On or any type of film you want to say.
Yes, the chick flick.
Yes. That's the plus too. You have so many things that you can work with from your popular culture that we take so much influence from, and it works.
You said Bring It On, and I'm going to give you a little exclusive. My next gear is Bring It On inspired. So the fact that you mentioned it, it's crazy.
First and foremost, one of the ultimate classics with Kirsten Dunst and Eliza Dushku, who was absolutely fantastic.
Yes, like when she's doing like they say, "Oh, we don't have tattoos," and she goes, I was bored.
Oh man! Now here's my thing too.
Sorry, I had to do it.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Be Cool, but it reminds me of The Rock, who was in it. So he wants to audition, and John Travolta's like this big, agent and whatnot. And the scene that he does is Bring It On, where he's like, show up. Oh, I will. And it's Eliza Dushku and Kirsten Dunst. So his character is that of like a gay bodyguard, to put in the bluntest of terms. And he's auditioning for the movie, and he does a scene from Bring It On. That's why I always crack up, because I think The Rock, this big tough guy, and he's playing this character where he's doing Bring It On. And I'm like, it cracks me up every time. For those who've not seen
I feel like someone that does that so well as Terry Crews. If we're talking about the classics and white chicks.
How did you know? I love this song. Making my way downtown.
Yes.
Back up, Tony. Yes, it's one of the classics. Oh, Cottontail, easy white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt. Like, it's just perfect. Delivery-wise, everything.
Everything.
It's so funny, like the depth of, all right, so we're going to get into a little Terry Crews rant here, because Terry Crews, the depth of his character, this man could play the father on Everybody Hates Chris. The man could do white chicks. The man could play the tough thug in Training Day with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. The man could play the gangsta in Malibu's Most Wanted with Jamie Kennedy, and Damian Dante Wayans and Regina Hall have the comedy aspect. There's so much depth to Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is there. Oh, and don't forget when he was selling the cheeseburgers in The Longest Yard.
Hey, man, you want the friggin' cheeseburger, him and friggin' Adam Sandler and Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Who are we going to kiss? The guards. Gotcha. No, it's one of those things where I love The Longest Yard, too. Friggin' Bob Sapp. Oh, you look like a young Michael Jackson. I love little Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The great Khali friggin' in that movie too. Early great Khali. Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Kevin Nash. Yes. Goldberg.
Nash. There was I remember watching the movie a couple of weeks ago, and I had totally forgotten that Stone Cold like says like a really hardcore line in the library scene.
Oh, with Nelly, yeah. No, sir. Y'all my friends. I remember. Freaking
I
Nelly.
was like, I think it altered my brain chemistry because I rewatched it recently and I'm like,
Yep.
what?
Yeah. Playing the racist friggin' prison guard. Yeah, friggin' just, ugh. And then friggin', oh God, one of them gave Kevin Nash's character the friggin' estrogen and he's all acting like, yes. It's like, come on, guys, don't be mean. They're trying really, really hard. I think that was the same year that Kevin Nash was on The Punisher. For those that remember The Punisher with Thomas Jane, that's, you know, that the only good thing about that movie that was really good from the soundtrack is it gave us Finger 11's Slow Chemical, which would later become Kane's theme song during that era.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They definitely knew what they were doing.
Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, no, that's the beautiful thing about wrestling, the subtleties, the intricacies, the nuances that really make it up. And also the fact that I look at it from a stance like this, like one of my favorite movies, it's like you look at the Tony D character when he was doing The Family, very Sopranos-esque, very much a Bronx Tale. Now you can't sleep. I'll be honest with you. They were so hardcore that they would outdo friggin' Straight Outta Compton, where you got Ice Cube tearing up Priority Records with the baseball bat. Like there's so many things that we see of popular culture from movies and everything we take and we make it our own. And that's the beautiful part about it. It's another extension of ourselves.
Movies, I feel like movies give a lot of inspiration for wrestlers, not only for their gear, for like in depth for their characters.
I think the classic one for me is God Rest His Soul, Scott Hall. Like Razor Ramon is pretty much Tony Montana from Scarface. And this was at the time where Vince McMahon had never seen Scarface. And so he did the character for him, and it became one of Scott Hall's best roles. And you think of WWE, you cannot think but him and Shawn Michaels, him and Kevin Nash in WCW. Like, it became so iconic. And it's funny, like, even for an underrated Scott Hall moment towards the end of his career, I remember when he made that one ECW appearance and he came out to Ready or Not by the Fugees. Like, stuff like that sticks. Like, stuff like that with everything from music to presentation, it sticks.
You say the music, think of it right now, Kit Wilson's rebrand.
Oh, this one over here, You Are Toxic with the Toxic Masculinity. Hell yes. Oh, people, I got to tell you, that man, Pretty Deadly is so underrated. Like, I love their stuff in NXT UK and NXT. But god dang it, man, like, he has this character. He just did his thing with Jelly Roll on SmackDown. But it's over because the music sticks. He has a gimmick, and he's making the most of it. Like, he's on TV, and he's repping it.
He's having fun, and everybody sings his song. I was like, what? It's so catchy.
I'm the true real man, Kit Wilson, man. Come on now. Oh, like, look at when Fandango was big. Everybody's doing this. Like,
yeah.
I friggin' Adam Rose with the and the Exotic Express, man. Oh, we're taking it back for everybody. But that's the amazing stuff of it. And I got to tell you something else that is amazing. You mentioned the Notorious Mimi and you mentioned Eric Ademia. We got to talk about other talents here. I got to give a shout out to JC Storm, man, because god dang it, man. You and her great chemistry, whether you're both our opposition or on the same side. Can you talk about JC? Because I've seen her work and she's another dynamo.
JC was my tag partner from 2024 to 2025. We got to go to London together. We started, it started all at BST Wrestling in Connecticut from a triple threat. We ended up tagging, and then it just worked so perfectly. The Major League Blondes, catch you later. And it just works so well. Because I know, like, and as you said, and as an opponent, I already know her things. I watched her all the time. So it just simply worked. And then we would have these little blonde moments in the ring when we were together. We would come out to Avril Lavigne's song, Dawn Blondes.
Yes.
I ain't no Dawn Blonde. I ain't no Barbie doll. With the baseball theme, because that was the thing. She's a super sports girl, and I'm very like big on Puerto Rico, particularly is very big on baseball. Not as much as it used to be, but like Puerto Rico, when they went like a couple years ago, before this last the beginning, like a couple weeks ago, it was like the national whatever, the big games.
Yes. So
a couple of years ago, when Puerto Rico went, they all dyed their hair blondes, and they will call it Team Rubio. So the fact that her being a baseball like aficionado and me with the blonde, because I always remember Puerto Rico as Team Rubio. It just made perfect sense.
I got to tell you, both of y'all really hit it on that front. First of all, now you're giving me flashbacks to Avril Lavigne. Thank you very much. But absolutely banger of a song.
It is a banger of a song.
It's a great song. Like, hey, I was old enough to remember when Complicated first came out, and then Skater Boy, and then I'm With You. Like, classics. Like, you can't deny it. I mean, Girlfriend was even another plus on that. Hey.
Yes. And shout out to Liv Morgan for that Girlfriend-inspired gear.
Yep. Exactly. I think a lot of people also forget, like, Liv Morgan when she was first in NXT, like, such an underrated theme that, like, yo, like, that was so cool representing the 205. Like,
that was very New Jersey. That was very New Jersey of her.
Yes, it was, but that was her, and it was authentic, and I loved it. Like, that was even a plus. Where she's another one, from where she was in the Riot Squad to where she's now at the Judgment Day. She has evolved so much. Another great one, exactly.
I agree.
We have so many great women in professional wrestling. We have so much greatness there. Like you did mention as well, I look at Avril Lavigne in music. Like I remember back in the day. So growing up on Long Island, one of the big professional wrestling spots was the New York Wrestling Connection in Deer Park. So I remember one of my first ever events I went to. This is probably around 2005.
Wait, you're still in Long Island by any chance?
Yes, I'm originally from Long Island. Yep.
You moved?
I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina now. So I have family in both places.
Because I literally wrestle in Long Island from time to time.
Oh, nice. Okay, whenever I'm on Long Island to your show, I
literally found out today I'm wrestling there on June 6th again.
Oh, awesome. Congrats. Which company is it?
CEP, Championship Entertainment Productions. I have never wrestled for NYWC, but I do know the school.
Yes. So this is where the school comes in, actually. I'm glad you brought this up because this is around the time when Mike Mondo, who I believe is doing the training over there now, Mikey, the Spirit Squad was there, and so many great alumni. So 2006, the match was Brian Myers and Brett Matthews. Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, and Brett Matthews, a.k.a. Zach Ryder and Matt Cardona. Yep, Zach Ryder, Matt Cardona. And they were taking on big-time Tony Burma and Mike Spinelli, the BS Express. And I always remember they used to come out to Backstreet Boys, It's Gotta Be You off the Millennium album. And I'm just like, did these dudes really come out to the Backstreet Boys right now?
Yep.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It stuck. But I'm just like, you know what? They got the flashy gear. It's very 05. It's very 06. And then right after that, they signed with WWE and they're in Deep South Wrestling. So you never know where you see your starting points, man.
Long Island has I stay with Long Island because then Brian Myers and Pat Buck made Create a Pro.
Yep.
Who also brought out a lot of talent that we're seeing on TV. We're seeing Caster,
MJF, Bronson,
MJF, Statlander, Bowens. You know, there's a lot of people that came from Aaron Rourke, who's ID'd. He's a CAP student. He was a CAP student. Where Bronson's in TNA now. The Long Island scene has a lot of people that, and I think it's very underrated because you don't expect a lot of wrestling from Long Island, but yet a lot of the wrestlers that made it to the big leagues are from that area.
Oh, friggin' much. Shout out to Bear Bronson. Actually, Bear Bronson and I went to the same high school together. He graduated a few years after me. Great dude. And I mean, he's always been so passionate. I'm going to tell you, one of the matches I'm really looking forward to seeing coming up at Rebellion, him and Brian Myers against the Hardy Boys. I think that's definitely going to tear it down.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's so good. Like what they're doing right now. I think people need to stop sleeping on TNA. Let's just put that right there.
Agreed. Agreed. Definitely agreed.
But yes, no, you're popping me with the CAP references because you mentioned
Sorry.
Aaron. No, I really appreciate that because I love your passion and I'm exactly the same way you are because Aaron Rourke winning that Evolve title from Jackson Drake, like the fact that we get to see him as the world champion, the dime piece on Evolve, like it was great. Like that passionate promo that he cut got me right here. You felt every bit of it.
Aaron Rourke is something else. I've seen a lot of his matches. He is. He has the confidence a lot of people wish they had. He walks to any room, it's the aura. It's right there.
He kind of reminds me with a lot of his attire. It's very reminiscent of 90s, 2000s pop music videos.
Very Y2K. It's very Y2K for you.
Yes.
And the fact that he tags with Becca sometimes.
Yes. Shout out to Becca. That's another great one too. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes. They nail these gimmicks, man. They nail the character work and arc and everything. And I mean, it kind of reminds me as well, like we were talking about like the Y2K arc. It's like watching like old school wrestling with like adorable Adrian Donis, exotic Adrian Street, Rico, even when Rico was doing his thing with Miss Jackie back in the day. Like he has that look and he has that presence about him. It's so cool and it's so fluid.
I can't. Like like I said, whenever I see like these people and like they've been working a lot more than I have, and I see them and I'm like in my head, I just wish I would just be as cool as they are because they are so confident. They just like walk up to the world, all fly and all confident, and I'm like, I need to emulate these people a little bit more.
First and foremost, you are pretty cool. Let's just put that to the forefront. You are,
but they're great. Like there's nothing wrong with like like highlighting their like again Becca coming out singing.
Yes.
And when she does her diss track for like that's my favorite thing. Becca's diss tracks like.
Yep. I've seen them.
Insane.
But that's perfect because we've seen so many diss tracks. And I mean, even if you're looking for pop or rap or rock or anything like that, when everybody thinks of Ice Cube, they always talk about No Vaseline. When you think about
but we got to talk recent times. Women's diss track. We got when Alabama got School But Bad Baby.
Yep. All right, we got to talk. I'm glad you brought this up. Let me tell you something. Bad Baby. And when I first saw her on Dr. Phil with Catch Me Outside, how about
that?
Yes. I'm thinking to myself, oh man, like she definitely has something with this. And then she starts her rap career and everything. I got to tell you, not bad. Not bad at all. She's got some skills.
She nailed it so well too. Yeah. I'm like, I like her.
Me too. Like she has a lot of passion for what she does. The name is cool. Like you have everything from a marketability standpoint that definitely helps her very much so.
Like it's and the fact that like she was even doing diss tracks and stuff while she was battling, I think she had cancer.
Yes.
So the fact you put all of that together and then her diss tracks were still slapping, and the music videos, oh, that was insane.
Agreed, and I think the diss tracks, the art form of just that, even from verbal speech and verbal slouching when it comes
and like her music video, they were so simple, but they were so at the same time, they were so out of bounds. Like the character she used to play, the person she was dissing, again, she looked alike a little bit and everything. And I'm like, that casting was perfect.
It was. And I mean, when you look at someone like Becca, and like you mentioned, Max Caster even does it with his raps and everything that he does, it adds another creative element to the character. It adds another creative element to how you diss, because you could always just go up to somebody and cut this fiery promo. But if you have that creativity to it, it works a whole lot. And it's something different. You're going outside the box with it and expanding your horizons.
So kudos to them for being able to put two things together and make them mesh so perfectly.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And we got to speak about something else that was perfect. We did talk about your coolness, your awesomeness, and so many of these awesome, amazing talents that you worked. One I do have to also pinpoint is because she is now currently one half of the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. I did see some stuff you did with Megan Bayne. I got to tell you something. The Megasis is another one that really kills. Can you talk about Megan Bayne? Because my God.
Yes. I wrestled Megan Bayne. I wrestled her. I remember the date and everything. It's insane. June 14, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at the time when I found out I was wrestling her, I just started watching her matches, like crazy. And I'm like, this is way out of my league in my comfort zone. And you would see like a normal Megan Bayne match in the indies. Megan Bayne basically would obliterate you.
Yep.
Because she's a goddess. Why would she not? Right? Yeah. So I remember finding out I was supposed to wrestle her, and then I got some offense on her, even right up until I made the dumb decision of trying to do a German to Megan Bayne. Then it was game over for me.
Yeah, you don't do that to Megan Bayne.
You don't do that to Megan, period.
Megan Bayne, man, come on.
And again, I was only like I think ready just like less than a year in, because my graduation match was 2023, August 2023, and I wrestled her like June 2024. So I was like, I'm way out of my comfort zone. So the fact that I get to say I wrestled Megan Bain, like it's an honor to me, and I will always be thankful for Wrestling Open for giving me that opportunity, as well as wrestling Allie Cash, because I also wrestled Allie like a month or two before as well. So getting those moments with people that have been working for like way longer than me, like it was so great. Again, it was an experience that I'll never forget. And I learned so much from these matches, and who knows, eventually I'll get to wrestle them again when I'm more ready.
But right now, Megan Bain got space to get some breath for the first time in this contest.
Oh, drop toe hold. Bain goes up against that second rope. Running hip attack to the back of the head, and her head is rattled.
Trying to knock out the goddess, and right now might be making a bit of an error here, possibly considering going for a German suplex.
And if she can get Megan off her feet, that could be all she wrote.
Separation, big swing and a miss.
And going for that sleeper hold.
It's a great idea here, putting every bit of weight you have into a classic sleeper hold.
Well, I got to tell you, thus far within your tenure and watching these matches that I have, including the Alley Catch match that you mentioned, I got to tell you, there always is a journey. There's always a starting point. Your destination is just going to keep on keeping on. You've been a lot of great places, and they definitely see and they definitely trust in you and your overall abilities and personalities. So I got to tell you, man, I can't wait to see where you go forward. I think the success and the overall rise is going to continue for you, Nahir.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Well, I will say, not only trust the process, but please trust the fact that this one is going to give us a great bout come LFC 47 Tusslemania against Gypsy Mac. Now, I got to ask you, one of the best things, you mentioned your gear from Bring It On, but the style and aesthetic is everything. We always talk about the L and Lingerie Fighting Championships. I've always kind of compared it to when the LFL had the Lingerie Football League, right? And Summer Rae from WWE is actually an alumni. You get to see like a badass woman looking good, flexing, doing their thing, but also kicking ass on the gridiron. With LFC, it's MMA, it's wrestling, it's internal and external beauty, it's overall empowerment. So I got to ask you, without not giving too much away here, but what can we expect from the lingerie side? What are we thinking attire-wise going into this?
Oh, I am a sucker for bodysuits.
Okay.
You can never go wrong with good bodysuit and fishnets. That is a classic. I'm thinking that's gonna give me the look to look a little bit more fearsome. I'm gonna experiment for once in my outfit choices. I'm very nervous because it actually arrived like a day or two ago. I haven't even tried it on, but like I got like a couple of things that are really cool that I'm gonna experiment with them. So it's gonna work. I just know it's gonna work, and I'm gonna look fire, and I'm gonna be able to hold my ground, and I'm gonna be able to fight Gypsy, and and hopefully knock it out of the park.
Well, I gotta tell you, I cannot wait to see this attire, and I cannot wait to see this match, folks. And we were talking about this before we even got air. The talent, the absolute immense talent that is on this show. We have Bella Inc. and Lauren the Animal Fogel in the main event for the LFC Championship. We have Nahir Robles over here taking on Gypsy Mac. We have Danny Moe coming back against Katie the Bombshell Forbes. We got our girl Ray Lynn against Nadia Sapphire. We got Jessie El Toro Santos and Veronica the VP Payne. We got Riley Jade and Danica Della Rouge. Folks, if you are not tuning into LFC 47 Tusslemania WrestleMania weekend, if you want to spend any type of wrestling weekend, you got WrestleMania, you got LFC, you got a whole lot of wrestling in events.
You got 2 for 1.
2 for 1. And it's going to be fire. And
exactly.
I got to say this about you. I think this is the first time in LFC history that we have a La Chica Hola Hola. So I got to ask you up in here, can we talk about Hola Hola? Because number one, I love it. And number two, how did we even get into this Hola Hola vibe with it, man? Because I got to tell you, definitely heard it perfectly with everything here.
So, fun fact, before I made my wrestling debut, I was on a little side quest. I was an interviewer.
Oh, okay.
And I remember they were telling me, oh, how are you going to start up the interviews? And I remember I said as a joke, hola, hola. And then it just really started. So I would be like, hola, hola, mi nombre es Nahir Robles, and blah, 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 or I would say it in English. And I remember I remember I interviewed Mike Santana.
Yes.
And this story is so funny. We're have the interview in Spanish, have in English, and then it's really funny because he's like, I don't think like a lot of like things back home is like not everyone is like fully bilingual. I am like blessed enough that I could, I had the opportunity to learn both languages equally. So I remember Santana asked me if like we could do it like half and half, and I'm like, absolutely. But he didn't know I spoke English. So they bring in one of the producers, and he was telling me, hey, do you speak English? And then I didn't even say yes or no. I just simply said the whole like question in English, and they're like, Santana looks at me, and he's like, show off. And I'm like, you asked?
You know what it is? It's kind of like, I remember as a kid, and again, I'll show my age here. Gala had AAA from like 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on like over the weekends, and watching like Conan and Damien 666 and Halloween, and we're taking it back. Like,
also met him.
Yes.
While interviewing, I met him and Bestia 666 when they were it was him. I think it was Mecha Wolf as La Rebelión.
Was this also around the time, too, when you had Dr. Wagner and Blue Demon Jr. and all the Lucha Underground guys were there as well? It might have been. I could be wrong because I know a lot of the veterans.
No, but we had the Lucha Bros. I had better. I had Penta and I had Rey Phoenix.
Nice. Okay.
So it was La Rebelión versus Lucha Bros.
Oh, perfect.
At that show.
All right. Okay. And I got to tell you something. You know what else? Like we talked about not sleeping on TNA. Folks, if you have not watched AAA on their YouTube channel or WWE, I got to tell you, Iguana and Lola Vice is one of my favorite stories for the AAA.
You what? No, the first time they did the AAA, Iguana stole the show, that 3 versus 3 match.
Yep.
I was like, it was insane. It was so good. And, La Yesca, it was just great. It was such great, like, I love Mr. Iguana. Who doesn't? He was the luckiest man in the world. He had Lola Vice and Yedra fighting over him.
Mm-hmm. You know who else is one of my favorite females right now? Like Los Toxicas definitely is another one that really sticks out. You got to love Los Toxicas. Like there's so many women there that are great. Like Natalia and Flamer. Actually, when you got badass Natty doing her thing, much like she's doing with Shayna and friggin' Bloodsport, like that stuff really hits, man, because everybody's really loosening up and doing their thing in AAA right now.
AAA has become, I think it has become Natty's, like, we could finally see her for who she really is more than what we were accustomed, where she was, like, put in a little box to be. So it's great seeing this character develop, even showing us that, like, it's never too late to reinvent yourself.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And I will say this as well with the AAA brand that it is now. Y'all, I cannot wait for, you mentioned the great Penta, him and Vikingo for the Intercontinental title. Like, let's go. April 11th can't come soon enough. That's going to be fire.
Hopefully Denhausen doesn't curse them.
Like, ever since he's come to WWE with this, it's funny. Like Kit Wilson, The Miz, like I Show Speed, like it's great. Like his character, it's just what he's doing right now is awesome. Same with what he
can't wait him to actually do his wrestling thing, but for now, I'm happy that Damien and R-Truth are tag partners, but I would also love to see R-Truth with Danhausen in that interaction.
Me too. Me too. I got to ask you on the other front with Penta. Are you excited for this ladder match, man? We got JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Rusev in the mix. Like this is, and Kofi, like this is going to be a great ladder match coming up at WrestleMania. Like the 5-way is sick. We can drag
ladder matches are terrifying, but I know that they're going to make magic together. Like Javon just literally, he's just there. We're just in his world. We're just side characters for him. He just goes in the ring and I'm like mesmerized by all the things he can do. Imagine what he can do with a ladder. He's gonna demolish all of us.
We're gonna get an OG cutter off the ladder. Oh, I'm waiting for it.
Oh, definitely.
I'm waiting for it. But yeah, this is all the great stuff that we have going on in professional wrestling. I gotta tell you, first and foremost, You, my friend, are an absolute delight and an absolute bright spot in the world of professional wrestling. I'd love to have you back for a round 2. You get me going, the passion that we have for professional wrestling. It's really been a blast talking about it. I'd love to have you back for a round 2, Nahir.
Absolutely. How about we do we did this is the before Gypsy Mac and then we have after Gypsy Mac.
Oh, no, I got you perfectly on that front. And I mean, when it does come to the before and after side of things, y'all, I know this is definitely going to tear it up. Like I said, this is my sleeper for the night, but I cannot wait to see what y'all two do. First time in Vegas, first time against Gypsy. I think you're definitely
first time at the SW, you know, like it's a first time night. It's a first time for me. First time of nights for me.
Well, I got to say, your first, last, your everything, to quote the late, great Barry White. I know you're going to do it up. But I have to say, I love always asking this question to close out each and every one of these fine shows. For you, being the exist to inspire that you are and one of the great talents on the come up and really rising above everything that you do, what advice would you give to talents who want to get into the professional wrestling industry? Doesn't matter if it's female or male. And number 2, as a two-parter, what are some of the things that you're grateful for thus far within professional wrestling? And what are some of the things that you're grateful for within this thing that we call life?
Ooh. These are tough questions, but I think I have the first answer one. Never let what any people say of you become your reality. Just because some people might have low expectations of who you are, that does not define who you are. If you train hard enough and you push yourself to be your best version and you work for it, even though like wrestling owes us nothing because it doesn't. We're just grateful to be part of wrestling. Always keep fighting for your dream. Never stop training. Never let opportunities slide in your way. Make the best of these situations that they give you, and just make the most of what you have. Because wrestling is also like it's a gift to us. It's a gift that I don't think I even deserve it. Like it owes us nothing. So just grasp it, master your craft. Just keep going regardless of what people say about you.
Beautifully and eloquently said on that front. And as far as the grateful side, this could also be not only just in professional wrestling, but also within life in itself. It
is. When I started wrestling, I had like the hardest time. I am not like I'm not a fast like I'm like textbook wise. I'm a very fast learner. I have great retentive, but I am not the most athletic person in the world. And I'll straight up admit it. Like I always joke that I was good enough to make it to a team, like a baseball team, volleyball team, but I wasn't good enough to be first string. That's been the running joke of my life. I'm good enough to make to the team, just not to be first string. So in wrestling, I was like, oh, this is gonna be hard. That was my reaction, and I remember being scared a lot of the times, and then not many people had faith in me. To this day, I still think a lot of people don't. They'll congratulate me like in the face, but I heard them talk badly behind my back, unfortunately. So I remember not getting many opportunities in my hometown. So I started making my own opportunities, and the fact that New York was so grateful to me to give this opportunity to this girl that was just literally starting coming up from Puerto Rico back and forth up to New York, and then mastering the art of the Northeast and going to all these states. It's been a blessing, and I always joke that I thrive on spite, but that's a running joke. But more importantly, I just wanted to prove myself that I belonged in wrestling. And if that meant working 2-3 times as hard, that meant that I was going to do it. And I do the same thing with real life. If there's something that I really want and I have to fight for it, I'll do it and like to my last breath. And that's pretty much what I've been doing so far.
Whew, I got to tell you something right now, Rockstar. You are absolutely doing the damn thing. A lot of us do believe you, and you, myself included. And I got to tell you right now, you're definitely on the right track. So keep doing you, number one, but also number two. Let them hate. Players are going to play. Ballers are going to ball. And you are certainly balling, to quote Mike Jones. So I cannot wait to see where your progress and your progression succession takes you, because you definitely are rocking it. Please believe it.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Truth is truth and facts are facts. I'm about to give you some straight up facts up in this piece right now. We drop bows on them like Ludacris. Where, Miss Nahir Robles, can we follow you on the social media front? The floor is yours.
Okay, so my social medias are both X and Instagram. I should change the handle eventually. I just really like it. It's Rizos y Sarcasmo. It's RIZOSYSARCASMOS. And I have my Facebook page, which is Nahir Robles. A lot of my shenanigans are there. You could just look up my name on YouTube. You can get to watch my matches as well. It's one of the most craziest moments. Like just getting to like Google myself and my matches show up, and I'm like, what is even real life? But yes.
Links will be in the description. I got to tell you, as someone who is a subscriber of this one's YouTube channel, you do get a lot of great stuff on there, a lot of great matches. So definitely hit the subscribe button, give a like, give a comment for Miss Nahir Robles over here. And if you want to follow this fine program, y'all, all you got to do is go to lfcfights.com, the VIP section, where you get to see great faces like this and so many more on the LFC podcast. We got LFC Exposed, the LFC reality show. We got LFC 47 Tusslemania coming and so many great events. We got Tommy Bellart, sketchy and funny. We have so much stuff on the LFC website and then some. And if you want to subscribe to yours truly YouTube channel, it's S&M Network shows for all the greatest and latest within the world of professional wrestling and interview-wise. And Miss Nahir Robles, before we close this out, I got to say two things here. Number one, any final words to the LFC fans? And number two, any final words to your opponent, Gypsy Mac? Now, you could do it in either English or Spanish, so the floor is yours. Do it if you want to hook us up for a little. Yeah.
For my LFC debut, all I have to say is I will do the best to make this debut very honorable. I will be the best woman, hopefully, and I am very happy and excited to finally get to meet all of you, whether it's on the page or at the show. To my opponent, though, Gypsy Mac, I know you're going through a transition now to the scene queen. I get it. I'm pretty sure you're still a badass. That's not going to change. Pero, en abril 18 te vas a enterar porque es que me dicen que soy el culo talentoso de la Isla del Encanto. So, Gypsy, protect your neck, girl, because that hip attack's coming hard.
Woo! Oh my goodness gracious. Protect your neck. And that's all you need to hear. That's all you need to say is protect your neck. I like your style. Gypsy Mac, Nahir Robles, April 18th. We're talking about Tusslemania. Get your tussle on, get your bustle on, and get your hustle on. So with that being said, as I always say to end each and every one of these shows, folks, it's not just the name of this podcast. It's my all-around mindset. Beauty, strength, and dominance. The three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. Then Miss Nahir Robles, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time, and hola, hola.
Hasta luego.
Get your phone, talk us out. Wanna know how we look with the lights down. Full glam with the gloss and the nails done, shine like a diamond. City lights in the background and we drive slow with the windows down. Cause it's true when we walk in, better know that we're talking. To all my girls, we got it going on. We got it, yeah, we got it going on. To all my girls, we got it, yeah, we got it going on. We got it, yeah, we got it. Jeep top down, baby, that's how we livin'. All my ladies get with the vibe when the music is bumping. Let your head down, move to the beat when the feeling is kicking in. Cause it's true when they see us, yeah, they wish they could be us. To all my girls, we got it going on. We got it, yeah, we got it going on. To all my girls, we got it, yeah, we got it going on. My girl. going on.